Through the day, we brought you the latest updates on polling day here in Karnataka, and all through we've seen several emotions. First-time voters expressing excitement, senior citizens going ahead and expressing happiness that they get to vote one more time, and of course some people rather disappointed over the fact that they did not get to vote. But in all, we've seen a lot of people come out there and cast their vote. We have been stressing on the need, of course, and several people have realized that it is a basic right, that it is the need of the hour to go out there and vote. Now, my colleague Nabila, who has been out all day, is now with a bunch of youngsters. Nabila, over to you. Take us through how they're feeling. This is the festival of democracy. Are they feeling the excitement?
Right, Akshita, it is a big day for Bengaluru and whole of Karnataka today. 28 seats, 434 candidates. It couldn't just get more spicier. And we have a lot of first-time voters here, people who voted many more times, people who have created awareness on voting, why you must vote, all of them sitting right here. And you bet everybody has casted their vote and they've come here. So why don't you show that to show your thumb to our cameras, all of you? There you go, big thumbs up. Shows that a lot of youngsters, in fact, voter turnout, we see as far as from what we see, it looks like a lot of people have come out and voted. Still, there is time, a couple of hours until 6 p.m. where people can go and vote. So right now, let's talk to the voters so far and see how easy did they have it so far all day long. I'll start with you. Did you vote? Show me your thumb. Oh, come on, man. You can't be hiding that. Tell us you're going to vote after this.
Yeah, after this I'm going to vote.
You're going to vote after this. Okay, we hope so. Okay, tell me, did you vote? Oh, come on. What about you? Okay. Unfortunately, there are a couple of them. But let me tell you, just in their defense, these are the people who created a small audio-video clipping that encourages people to come out and vote. Okay, tell us, what did you have in mind before you did that, before you created the video?
Yeah, like, we wanted to create an awareness for the society and, how important, like, each one of them should make themselves vote. And so that was our idea to come up with.
Right. Creating awareness, it seems like people awareness has been created, which is why a lot of them have come out and voted. Let's ask a few voters here. Did you vote? Well, how easy was the process for you?
There was nothing, since it was my first time, just went there and asked the poll officer. He told me what all to do and just went there and voted myself. It was the first time.
It was quite easy for you,
Yeah,
huh?
it was pretty easy.
Okay, let's talk to Arun KP, my good friend here. Arun, how easy was your process? How difficult was it?
Oh, this was my first time and I really feel proud of what I've done, and I think from now on I can ask people, because since I voted, now I can go to the politicians and ask them do this and do that for a society. So it's indeed a proud moment, and I ask all my fellow citizens to go ahead and vote right now.
Right, he feels proud, Akshita, there. Just because he's voted, he feels he has the right to go and question the politicians, whoever he's voting for, as to what work they've done so far. And that's what voting's all about. The power is in your hand, and then when you cast your vote, you are authorized to go and question. Now, let's ask, what about you? Have you cast your vote?
Yeah, I've cast my vote. Okay. And this being my first time, I felt like a responsible person, a responsible citizen, to choose my own government who's going to rule for 5 years. And yeah, it made me feel really responsible. It made me feel like an adult. So it's been really...
That's something that we must take note of. It made him feel like an adult. That's a good sign of being a big boy. What about you? Have you cast your vote?
I just casted my vote and I'm back. And I feel very responsible. And I feel that my vote can make a difference for the next 5 years of whoever I voted for.
All right. What about you? Have you cast your vote? Okay, tell us about your process. How easy was it? What did you feel? How was the atmosphere of today?
But the list, my name was not in the list, and I was searching for everything about this, and finally I found my name and I cast the vote.
So you had a little bit of hiccup. You didn't find your name, but at the end of it, you found your name on the electoral list. There you go. A lot of people. It was smooth for a lot of them, while at the same time there were a lot of hitches and hiccups for many more. People did not find their names on the voters list. People had their names on 2 electoral lists, so accusing the election commission of malpractice. Let's ask a few of them who sort of suffered with the whole process. Your name?
My name is Charlene.
Charlene, can you tell me, I saw you struggling and huffing and puffing in Frasertown. What happened really?
So they made us go from one booth to another to find our names, and our names weren't on the list. And then, so we can't really vote this time because it's too late to do anything about it, and it's just really disappointing as a citizen of India to not be able to vote.
I mean, I'm disappointed listening to her. She wasn't able to vote, and she says you really can't do anything now. All you can do is complain and whine. What about you? Yeah.
See, every year I go to vote and then my name is not there in the voter list. I don't know why. They do come home, they take everything in detail, and then I don't find my name at all. So every time I want to vote, it's just that I can't vote. I feel so bad and I'm like disappointed. And I really wanted to complain, so I found the person. I was like, I want to complain, please take my complaint. And he was like, you have to come here.
Okay, so once they took your complaint, was it rectified?
No, not only mine, even my mom's name is doesn't exist in the list. There's nothing beneficial at all. So just
This is what is quite disappointing, because there's so much awareness created for people to come in and cast their vote. But when they do come in, they're quite demotivated looking at the fact that their names are not on the electoral roll. So another man, a gentleman here who sort of looked really angry when he was wanting to cast his vote. Tell us your grievance. What really happened?
Well, when I went with my family to vote, they asked us for a kind of a slip which they leave at your house. And I questioned the authority there. Why do I need this slip? When I have a voter's ID, I don't need that. They said to make it easy for us. I said, then you are not supposed to be here. Right. And then later I found that my name was on 2 lists. Okay. Now that to me sounds very dangerous, because somebody could use it as a proxy vote. And this has been happening for the last many years, which I was surprised to know this time. So as an advice to the Election Commission, if they are issuing us with an ID card, then I think this is very, very important. All over the world they have a social security, which that number entitles you to do many things. So why can't the government or the agencies take this into context and do something about it, where they can use this as a one-time ID, and that's enough for us. So I was very disappointed, even though I did get a chance to vote. My son had a problem, and then when he went to the voting booth, he found it in another list. So what's this all about? And
so your son's name with the entire family was there, or the names were there on 2 lists, you're saying?
That's right. And when I spoke to the Election Commission, a lady by the name of Lata Kumari, who's supposed to be the returning officer of that area, she was, not concerned at all, and she just put the phone down on me. So if that is the kind of attitude we can receive from the election returning officer, then I think we are in the wrong country. It's very sad, because I'm an Indian and I'm proud.
It is absolutely disappointing. We really feel we really feel for you. I mean, the fact that I still have to go cast my vote. I'm waiting to do so right after this show. Sorry for complaining, guys, but I'm going to go cast my vote. But before that, these people who are so motivated after looking at the number of campaigns and a lot of celebrities, a lot of stars coming and endorsing the fact that you need to come and cast your vote, when they go down to the polling booths, they're quite turned down because their names are not there. And what can you really do? One of the gentleman says here that he complained to the Election Commission authorities, but all they did is hang up on him. If that's the reaction, then we really want to hear from the Election Commission what next. What about you? You faced a similar problem.
Yeah, my name wasn't on the voters list. Along with, we are a family of 5, and none of my family members and I were on the list. It's sad to say that my vote didn't make a difference as a citizen of India. It's really, really sad.
Okay, you seem quite upset. We have Chris here, who's voted for, who's voted twice before in the same area, but this time around his name was not there in the voters list at all. And surprisingly, it was there in 2 other lists, so twice over.
Yeah, so basically the problem was when I went with my father and my family's entire list was there except mine. I live on Lazar Road, and there's no record of me living on Lazar Road. And I went all over the place. I spoke to the person in charge of the polling booth, and he says, I'm sorry, I cannot help you. This is the list we've been giving, and that's about it. You have to go and complain to the BBMP. Subsequently, I went to the BBMP. 5 minutes later, they're closed. I can't go to them either. I came back and I told him they're closed. What do I do? I'm sorry, your vote doesn't count. You cannot vote. He's telling me straight to my face. So I asked him, I said, is this a democracy? Am I not a citizen of India? Can I not vote? They've given me a voter's ID card, which I've used in the past, and this has successfully cast 2 votes. But he says, I'm sorry, the list is what is this thing, mandatory, and if it doesn't matter what ID you have, doesn't matter if you're a citizen of India, if you have a passport, I don't care. If it's not on the list, you cannot vote. Then I go outside and I search through all the lists in the area, which takes me about an hour and a half, and I finally find my name on some other road which I don't even live on. And my entire family is duplicated on that road. So basically what they're doing is they're using our votes. I mean, same person's votes are being cast twice. My father goes and votes and his thumb is marked saying that he has voted, but his name is still there on another list. So they're using proxy votes, which is very sad, because corruption is happening right in front of us and we cannot do anything about it. Even if we find our name on two lists, what are we supposed to do about it? They're just going to use these votes as proxy votes for some party. And it's very sad, you know.
If you really ask me, more than sad, it's quite shocking because this is not something that's supposed to be happening. And if there are proxy votes being done, then who is there to control it? There's an election commission who's really strict about everything. No campaigning 100 meters around the polling booths. Then what about this? Names on 2 electoral lists is just not happening. In fact, they feel demotivated to vote even the first time, worrying what happens to the other names on the other lists. Okay, what do you have to say? Did you cast your vote?
I'm waiting for this discussion to get over. I'm going to run and then vote. I'm just excited to go vote. But
okay, so are you indirectly telling me that you're going to urge our viewers to vote and then go vote yourself?
Yeah, that's right.
What do you think of the whole process? Is this your first time that you will be voting?
Yeah, this is my first time and I feel responsible. And you know, we're not just going and voting for the sake of it. We've our friends, we formed a WhatsApp group and everything, and we're discussing things and, you know, who to vote, who not to vote. So yeah, we feel responsible doing this thing.
Okay, so it is a sense of responsibility among the youth, which is what quite nice to know, that they feel responsible, they feel mature, they feel big. Now, let's ask you, sir. Situations like these where people say that their names are not on the list and, you know, stuff like that, complaints. Every election, round after round, same problems, you know. What do you think is the lapse really?
I really don't want to know the lapse because I never did vote in my life.
You never voted in your life? Are you voting this time?
No, never. And not in the future also. Like we just heard a few gentlemen, corruption in the election system itself. So where is our country heading to? So it doesn't matter to me who rules in the center or in the state. As long as I'm fit, I'll work, earn my bread and butter, live for myself. That's it.
But I'd like to interrupt here. You're not voting. Is that going to make any difference? No. Voting could make a difference.
No. Like the gentleman just told, there are proxy votes. So where does a genuine vote count in the first place? Not that I'm going to vote. Where does the genuine vote count when there are hundreds or millions of proxy votes? So what is an election? Why do we waste our time?
Wasting time. If anybody would like to debate that, sir, would you like to debate him? Is it waste of time? I mean, we understand that you've undergone a problem. Your names were not on the electoral list. You had to waste 2-3 hours. But is it a waste of time?
Well, my advice to anybody would be to vote. Because if you don't, even if you have to vote wrong, it doesn't matter. But if you don't, after 5 o'clock, there'll be proxy votes. For sure. Because I'll give you an instance and a fact. About 10 years ago, there was a gentleman who used to work for one of my companies. And he came to me the next day after voting and said, "Sir, I made 1,000 rupees. And I said, "How did you do that?" He said, "I voted." I said, "I also voted. I didn't make money." He said, "I voted 10 times. I said, "But you have this on your hand. How could you vote?" He said, "That's very simple. They remove it for us." So it means that there are the capturing of booths where they are voting 10 times or 5 times and getting money for it. So where does it all go? So what is the election commission doing?
If you don't vote, irrespective, post 5 p.m., there will be proxy votes. There will be people stealing your name and voting in behalf of you. Do you have something to say?
No, you can't make proxy votes like before, actually. Like the EVC, that voting machine, it has a 10-minute time delay. So you just can't keep pressing the button. It goes... No, you can't make...
I mean, when you say proxy vote, it doesn't mean you're voting right after 10 minutes, another guy comes from behind and presses. That's close to impossible. What he's saying is people posing as another person with a different name and, you know, punching the button.
Yeah, that's happening. I agree. Yeah, that's a fact. That happens.
That's happening. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's a fact. People changing names and going and casting their vote to favor their political party. All right, so those are the reasons they say why you must go out there and vote. We'll come back to Sir again. Sir, what do you have to say to that? He says if you don't vote, it's anyway going to you're anyway going to have proxy votes, so you might as well vote.
Just don't think about all this because I'm not going to vote and I'm never going to vote. So it doesn't matter who rules where. This election process, it doesn't, I don't want to know about it. I don't want to know about it. I don't want to hear about it. I just want to live for myself, earn for myself, be selfish, everything around me is oblivious. So